the Androscoggin River Valley, the people, the places, the events, the history, all that makes up the vibrant story of the towns of the Androscoggin River Valley from Lewiston, Auburn through Mexico, Rumford, and Bethel to New Hampshire.
Hello and welcome to the December 2017 edition of Today River Valley. Today River Valley is the video news feature program for the towns of the Androscoggin Valley in western Maine. My name is Phil Blampede. I'm the host and producer of the program. A tragic story has unfolded in this area over the last 12 months. A man disappeared one night last December. It was a very, very cold night, and his disappearance sparked a remarkable effort, not only by officials, but also by family, friends, and volunteers to search for him all year long. The story ended with a stunning surprise. We're going to tell you about that story and more after a few messages from local businesses.
Today River Valley is sponsored by the Sudbury Inn, lodging, fine dining, and a lively pub right on Main Street in Bethel, Maine.
This winter, you owe yourself a getaway to a charming village like Bethel, Maine, and a stay in an historic inn like the Sudbury Inn, right in the heart of the village of Bethel, where the table is set and waiting for you, and the bed is quilted and pillowed and beckoning you for a good night's sleep in the country air. Whether you've come for a vigorous few days at the area's world-renowned ski areas or a quiet weekend, the Sudbury Inn will welcome you back at the end of the day with fine dining in its main dining room or pub fare and live music in its popular Suds Pub downstairs. It may be located in a small village, but the Sudbury Inn strives to offer world-class cuisine. The menu changes with the seasons, yet always offers three popular classics: broiled seafood sampler, roasted duck, and beef tornadoes. And yes, the inn is affordable. Guests are surprised to find how reasonable room rates are, even though a generous kitchen-cooked full breakfast is included. Besides individual rooms, the inn also offers rustic, apartment-sized, pet-friendly suites for families or large groups. The walkable village lies just outside the doors of the inn, and ski areas are a short drive away. Make this winter a memorable one with a stay this season at the Sudbury Inn, which, as the magazine Bon Appetit put it, is a perfect way to end a day in Bethel. There is a remarkable one-of-a-kind store these days in Bryant Pond, Maine, selling one-of-a-kind items. Goddess Robes is a showroom of exquisite, custom-tailored and designed robes made of silks, satins, washable silks, brocades, and cottons. Goddess Robes are designed for formal occasions or personal relaxation and make getting dressed for even the most elegant occasions a matter of only slipping an elegant robe over your shoulders. Created for the women who know who they are, what they want, and make no apology for either. Goddess Robes on Route 26 in Bryant Pond.
The Jolly Drayman Pub and the Briarley Inn, a gracious inn in Bethel, Maine with an authentic British pub featuring classic pub fare.
This is Helena at the Jolly Drayman Briarley Inn. Stop by, come to see us. Looking forward to your visit.
After dinner, indulge yourself with a stay in one of the comfortable rooms upstairs in the Briarley Inn, featuring cuddly blankets, down feather pillows, soft linens, fluffy towels, and casual rustic decor. The Jolly Drayman, the authentic British pub in Bethel, Maine, located in the Briarley Inn. Coulthard's on the River Road in Mexico, Maine wants to remind you that gift-giving season isn't too far away, and it's never too early to plan for a really special gift such as a spa or a sauna. Coulthard's now features the Strong Spa line, an American-made brand with a unique outer cover that gives the spa the ability to withstand wear, pressure, or damage, and protects against cracking, fading, rotting, rusting, or tearing. Strong Spas is so confident in the durability of their spas that they offer a lifetime warranty. Of course, the perfect complement to that spa is your own sauna. Coulthard's carries Therasauna, an American-made brand with soothing infrared heat. There's nothing like a sauna for improving skin tone, reducing cellulite, and just plain relaxing. Coulthard's, 32 years in business on the River Road in Mexico, Maine. Call 364-POOL and visit the showroom soon. Yes, there is a health food store in Rumford, Maine. Good Karma Cafe and Health Food.
Hi, we're Glenn and Sandy Gordon, owners of Good Karma Cafe and Health Foods at 72 Congress Street in Rumford, Maine. Check us out on Facebook, goodkarmahealthfoods.com, hashtag eat well, live well, hashtag be kind, do good, eat spinach.
You should see the reviews on Facebook.
Excellent food and superb service.
Taste the freshness.
From all of us here at Good Karma,
Merry Christmas!
Happy holidays. Eat well, live well.
Good Karma Cafe and Health Foods, open Monday through Saturday. The night of December 28, 2016 in Byron, Maine, a remote town in the mountains of western Maine, was not a good night to go outside, much less get lost outside. With freezing temperatures and snow on the ground, a major nor'easter was about to hit, and within 24 hours there would be 2 feet of snow on the ground. But it was December 28th when Derek Adams left his apartment in a house in Byron and disappeared. It was the beginning of a tragedy. It was also the beginning of a remarkable story of the determination by Derek's family and the Maine Warden Service to find Derek or to find out what happened, and of the outpouring of community support for the effort, and of the stunning coincidence with which the story was finally resolved.
It was on the Thursday morning, 29th of December, and they discovered around noontime that he was missing from his apartment, and proceeded from there to call the authorities, to go look for him first and then call the authorities, and game wardens came and the police came and people locally began searching. I'm Aaron Gurney. My maiden name is Aaron Adams, and my brother Derek Adams is the gentleman that's missing that we're searching for. Initially, we had a really organized search using Mahoosuc Search and Rescue crew who guided us and showed us really how to do the search. That first weekend, there were over 70 volunteers helping out.
The people that were on the ground first were the game wardens and the police officers, and so basically the information they had sort of made them feel as though you were sort of close by. And so we've concentrated a lot of our efforts, near the house where he was living, down around here in the village. And then we were sort of thinking, just after talking to people and just knowing Derek, that he would most likely be headed to Route 17 to maybe get down to Rumford, New Mexico to get some cigarettes, get his nicotine. And so we've carved out about a mile down here on Route 17, heading back down to Mexico on both sides of 17, and just kind of poking and prodding in the snow, looking for any kind of bump or something that doesn't look normal, and then just try to go with a hunch, just to see if we can find a clue. We're basically just looking for any kind of clue that points us in any kind of direction at this point. My name is Daryl Gurney. I'm Derek Adams' his brother-in-law. Derek,
actually today is his 47th birthday, so 47-year-old man. We grew up in Hanover, Maine, not far from here, and he lived in California for about a decade, moved back to Massachusetts, and then came back to Hanover and lived with my parents for a time. And as he got older, he began to show signs of a mental illness, and so he does have a mental illness. And he was living here in Byron with a friend of ours from childhood, who had an apartment in her basement and was renting that out to him and caring for him.
Family, friends, volunteers, and officers from the Maine Warden Service conducted several searches in the month after Derek's disappearance. The town of Byron donated its town hall as a headquarters where the searchers could regroup and plan search routes. Snow continued to fall during the month, though, hiding anything that might be on the ground. By February, with no sign of Derek having been found, the searches were suspended for the winter. If there were ever a hope that Derek might just have hitchhiked or walked out of town and might just walk back in someday, it had faded by early spring. So when the snow had finally melted in Byron, and before the leaves and bushes could grow back and limit the view, the searchers returned. This time they brought dogs trained to find cadavers. For the Adams family, the hope now was just to find Derek, get some understanding of what might have happened, and end the uncertainty which was aggravating the pain of Derek's loss.
So basically, today I believe they had about 12 or 13 canine that were up here. I think they were up in the woods starting around 7 or so. They were here before we arrived, and they deployed them to a few different areas up here in Byron. And then we had some volunteers. We had some folks come as far from MDI, some local people from the Farmington area, organized search groups, and we had a handful of game wardens, more than a handful, and people were deployed into different parts, high probability areas, looking for Derek. Up to this point, it's about 3:30 or so. We haven't located him. We don't really have any clues to really go with, but we feel really good about the support. Actually great with the support we've received from the state and as well as the volunteers. And so at this point, if nothing really comes out of the rest of today, at least we know some of the areas where he isn't. And so for that, it's a pretty positive experience. Obviously, we would have liked to have located him today, but today we'll just sort of take it one day at a time, kind of like we have been up to this point.
Do you think the family's going to want to continue searching?
Yeah, we'll certainly continue searching. Yeah.
The searches in January and May covered most of the sites most likely for finding Derek's remains. As the summer began, the Oxford County Sheriff's Office and the state police took a new approach. They opened a criminal investigation. Derek had left his eyeglasses behind when he left his apartment December 28th. His dog disappeared at the same time, but came back a few days later. These unusual occurrences led law enforcement to wonder whether somebody had attacked Derek, perhaps because of alleged drug activity in the Byron area. But the investigation didn't produce any quick answers. Finally, the family, needing closure, scheduled a memorial event for Derek at Black Mountain Ski Area in Rumford, a place Derek had spent many years as a youngster, first learning to ski and then being an accomplished skier and instructor.
Derek Adams came into the world, became part of a family and part of this community, dwelled with us for 46 years, and then we lost him.
The memorial event was scheduled for October 14, 2017, being held despite the fact that nothing certain was yet known about Derek's fate. Then, only a few days before the event, a hunter in the Byron Woods found a human skeleton. It was Derek.
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. But there are those who never find the missing. And we can be glad that we are not among these. We can be relieved as well to feel able at long last to see this situation clearly, to mourn Derek frankly, and name ourselves at last bereaved. In perfect harmony.
To me, Derek, in the end, was back at home in the woods. And there was a fair amount of beauty for me in that. He to me, was born and raised in the woods.
And live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me.
When you have a function coming up and need an affordable place to hold it, call the Paper Plate at 55 Main Street, Route 2 in Mexico, Maine. Featured in Yankee Magazine, the Paper Plate is the cozy place for everything from corporate meetings to birthday parties, from bridal and baby showers to memorial gatherings and celebrations of life. Got an idea for a pop-up store? Try it out at the Paper Plate with its high-traffic visible location on Route 2. Completely handicapped accessible with off-street parking, the Paper Plate is the perfect rental for your business gathering, or social event. And did we mention affordable? Call for rates. You'll be amazed.
Hi, this is Rolly, owner of the Paper Plate. I'd like to invite you to rent our space with a touch of home. You'll really enjoy it.
The Paper Plate, 55 Main Street, Mexico, Maine. When's the last time you really had fun? If you've been to Stars and Strikes Bowling Center on Route 26 in South Paris, that was probably it. If you haven't been yet, you've got a treat coming. Stars and Strikes is the Candlepin Bowling Center of Western Maine, located just north of town on Route 26, with a full bar, a complete kitchen with everything from pizzas to burgers to chicken tenders, and a video game arcade for kids. Let us host your next party, whether it's a birthday or another special occasion, with 2 hours of bowling for up to 12 people, including pizza, soda, and even balloons for everybody. Open 7 days a week, 108 Park Street, South Paris, Maine. Check our Facebook page for specific hours. Right here in Turner is New England's largest dealer of trailers for snowmobiles, ATVs, or cargo and equipment at Scott's Recreation. Come into our showroom for everything you need to get out on the trail this winter, from helmets to snowsuits to GoPro cameras, or visit our Manchester location on Route 202.
Hi, I'm Scott from Scott's Recreation. We're ready for winter. Are you?
Scott's Recreation, open Monday through Saturday.
Bill was doing his best to share the spirit of the holidays.
Oh!
It's a cute suit, Bill, but it's gotta be hot.
And itchy. But I can't think of a better way to share the holiday spirit.
Well, I can. And I can't think of any better way to light up someone's holiday than with a brand new Samsung Galaxy smartphone. And right now, through the whole Christmas season, we're offering bundle deals on the whole product line of Samsung.
You mean if I gave someone a Samsung Galaxy, I wouldn't have to wear this suit all month?
That's right.
Where do I sign?
So remember, at the Verizon Wireless Zone store in Mexico, we have cell phone plans to meet every budget, and we're striving to be your cell phone provider of choice in the River Valley.
Excuse me, sir, are you getting a little shaggy around the ears but can't find time for a haircut? Well, now you can. At Lisa's Barbershop at 178 Main Street in Mexico, owner Lisa Shardlow specializes in quick haircuts. No appointment is necessary and there's rarely a wait. At Lisa's, the motto is cut and go.
There's a controversy this time of year as whether to say Merry Christmas, Season's Greetings, or something else. I have the perfect compromise. Say Happy Hair-A-Days. Got it? Happy Hair-A-Days. There's no argument. Everyone likes a happy haircut, and if you don't have one yet, come to Lisa's and get one before the festivities begin.
Lisa's open Tuesday through Friday, 9 to 5, Saturday, 9 to noon.
Happy Hair-A-Days, everyone. And oh, Merry Christmas.
Before winter comes, you'd better come to Puya Lumber for the supplies you'll need to keep the warmth in and the cold out, from insulation to wood pellets to energy-efficient windows and doors. The pellets are Maine Woods brand. That's their name and that's their description because they're made right here in Maine. If your windows need updating, check out our Atrium line of premium vinyl windows designed for energy efficiency and lasting beauty. Free local deliveries on orders over $50. Puya Lumber, 369 River Road, Route 2, Mexico, Maine. As described in the last segment, the story of Derek Adams came to a resolution, even if a tragic one. But many missing people are never found. The state police maintain a list of active cases, and as of this fall, there were 28 people on the list. The oldest is over 4 decades old, the disappearance of 3-year-old Douglas Chapman from Alfred, Maine in 1971. One of the more recent cases is one in Bethel, Maine, the March 2012 disappearance of 62-year-old Faye Johnson. The state police get involved if there's a possibility of a crime having been committed. But as in the Derek Adams case, the first agency to respond, especially in rural areas, is the Maine State Warden Service. Even though a few people are never found, most missing persons are eventually located, as Warden Lieutenant Kevin Adam, the coordinator of the state's search and rescue program, explains.
I am Kevin Adam. I'm a lieutenant with the Maine Warden Service. I'm a lieutenant in Greenville, Maine, but I'm also the search and rescue coordinator for the state. Our search numbers have been decreasing over the past 9 years, from a high of about 510 searches to right now, for the last year that we've done about 363. So that number has been going down steadily. One, I think smartphones and GPS technology have helped out quite a bit. The other is the use of cell phones. People can have instant communication with people now. So you can ask, are you lost? Are you injured? If you are lost, where do you think you are? Maybe I can come find you. So I think that has slowly over time assisted people more than we saw in the past. Typically what we see is, one, people may not realize that their loved one is missing over a long period of time. So Sometimes it takes hours, sometimes days in the state of Maine before somebody realizes that somebody's missing. Or they report somebody missing, and later on we find out the person actually wasn't missing. They just didn't have contact, which is fine. That occurs quite a lot. 92% of the people are going to be located within the first 12 hours. Either they find themselves, or they make contact, or we find them. Some sort of way they're getting found. Within 24 hours, 97% of the people that are reported to us are going to be located. So to have a search that goes beyond 1 day is actually very rare. It's only 3% of the people. And typically those are going to be people that go farther. Could be hikers, could be Alzheimer's people, or people that are around water. Because water, there are really no clues. And to have our dive team search in the water takes time. It takes a lot of time. It's not like searching on ground. We have some great tools that have helped us in the last few years that we've gotten. We have a sonar unit now. We have a remotely operated vehicle that can go into water with a camera. And I know over the last few years, those two pieces of equipment have saved us a lot of time, effort, and probably kept some divers out of some dangerous situations.
A dramatic example of a recovery of a missing person from water took place just over the New Hampshire border on the Androscoggin River this past September. New Hampshire officials used side-scan sonar to locate a truck in the river, and when the truck was brought up, it contained the body of Tony Amondi, a 26-year-old man who had been missing since July of 1998. It was not only an example of how effective the technology can be, but also shows why officials keep looking for the missing even decades after they disappear.
Survivability depends on the person, depends on the weather, depends on what they have for clothing, and depends on their will to survive, really. So that's a very, very broad question. I will always say that people can survive longer than people think they can, okay? We've had many cases where it's been extremely cold, people have not had good clothing on, and we find them the next morning and they're just a little bit hypothermic. 2 years ago, we got called out on Christmas Eve. It was a very cold night. A man went walking in the afternoon. Several hours went by, did not come home. Typically, a search call is going to come in right after dark when the person's supposed to be home and they're supposed to be seen. And now it's dark out, and the loved one is like, yeah, now it's time to call. Local fire department resources and county sheriffs were there. We got a couple of our canines there very quickly. This was a very high urgency case because of the cold, because of how long he had already been out. One of our canines, Jeremy Judd, and his canine, Tunny, went and started a track. And this is a great example of trusting your dog and doing a lot of training. The dog was going up a old woods road, and Jeremy said I could kind of see some footprints every once in a while. The road continued on kind of to the right, and he had some fire department members with him. Tundra stopped and wanted to go to the left, just right through the woods. There was no trail, there was no nothing. Several of the people were like, yeah, there's nothing down there, the dog must be wrong. Jeremy said, well, we'll find out. Tundra went down there, about 100 yards, found the person laying down on the ground down there. So that was a great find that needed to happen. It was very cold. He was hypothermic, and
This was all taking place in the middle of the night?
All in the middle of the night on Christmas Eve, and found him and got him back to his loved ones that night.
Hi, I'm Roger Whitehouse, owner and designated broker of Riverside Realty right here in Mexico, Maine. 'Tis the season for giving, and I can't think of a better gift than to give your family a home, offering comfort, security, and private enjoyment, or a second home to get away to. My staff and I want to wish you all a very Merry Christmas or a Happy Hanukkah. So let's just take a look at a couple of our listings that we have at Riverside Realty.
Here is MLS 1316908, a beautiful 3-bedroom contemporary in a rural section of Rumford with 6 acres more or less, built in 1990 with 1 full bath, 2 half baths, a sunroom with southwestern exposure, and a fireplace. Lovely gardens, fruit trees, blueberry bushes, and grapevines, great mountain views. 2 small ponds on the property and lots of walking trails. Very well-maintained property with a 2-car garage and storage sheds. Listed at $249,000. This is MLS 1329100, a sportsman's delight. Enjoy the great outdoors at this 2-room, 1-bedroom, 1-bath cabin in Andover, Maine. It's fully off the grid with a gas generator, gas heat, and gas lights. Spectacular mountain views from the wraparound deck. Price to sell fast at $123,999.
Whether you're considering buying or selling real estate, call Riverside Realty at 369-0100. Hope to see you soon.
At Dan's Automotive, you'll find reliable used cars priced from $3,000 up. You'll get more car for less money. Here's a great example of what's available at Dan's. Warning, this will probably be sold by the time you see this ad, but if you get lucky, you may still have a chance at this 2001 Chevy 3/4-ton LT. It's loaded and has no rust with brand new professionally done rocker panels. 6.0-liter, 5-passenger extended cab with 4-wheel drive. Offered below book at $7,500.
We bought our car at Dan's, and we're glad we did.
Dan's Automotive Repair and Sales, Crescent Avenue, Rumford. The news is spreading fast about the superb Thai, Asian, and American cooking at the Lure Restaurant in Rumford, Maine, right off Route 2 by the shopping center with Marden's. Now, the Lure is expanding its name to the Lure and Seahorse Lounge. The Lure and Seahorse Lounge features skillfully prepared Thai and Asian specialties, plus seafood and some great American dishes as well, such as all-American fried clams. Try the incredibly sumptuous lobster roll paired with a glass of the on-tap Pinot Grigio or Pinot Noir. And coming soon, a beer and mug club. Ask for details. The Lure and Seahorse Lounge. Plenty of parking, open for lunch or dinner Tuesday through Sunday.
Come to the Lure. One bite and you'll be hooked.
The place is called Northern Lights Hearth and Sports, and it's right on the main road at 639 Wilton Road, that's Route 2 in Farmington. Let's take a look at the hearth part of Northern Lights Hearth and Sports. It's wood stoves, pellet stoves, and gas fireplaces, including Harmon, Hearthstone, Yodel, Regency, Vermont Castings, and Dutch West brands. Then, for barbecue weather, the highest quality barbecue grills, Landman Professional, constructed of all stainless steel to last through many years of use. Northern Lights, open Monday through Saturday.
Holiday meals bring back warm memories of old times. But just because you're thinking of old times doesn't mean you need to cook on old equipment. This season, visit Larson's Electric on Route 2 in Mexico, Maine to find a new stove for this holiday's meals. With the Manna, KitchenAid, Whirlpool, and Maytag brands in stock, Larson's offers convenient delivery and setup as well as removal of your old appliance. Over 50 years experience, Larson's, 13 Main Street, Mexico, Maine.
Mountain Valley Variety at the corner of Route 2 and Lincoln Avenue in Rumford is the store you can turn to for the supplies and fixings you'll need this holiday season. Open from 4 a.m. to 8 p.m., we're there when you need us. Our deli section can make planning any holiday gathering a snap with our popular finger rolls, our world-famous coleslaw, and one of the area's widest selections of beer, wine, and liquor. Mountain Valley Variety will be open regular hours of 4 a.m. to 8 p.m. on Christmas Eve, New Year's Eve, and New Year's Day, and will be open from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. on Christmas Day itself. So remember, for those last-minute items, you can count on Mountain Valley Variety.
Come on down to Mountain Valley Variety and see us all.
Today River Valley is sponsored by the Sudbury Inn, lodging, fine dining, and a lively pub right on Main Street in Bethel, Maine.
Well, that's it for the December 2017 edition of Today River Valley. This is Phil Blampede, producer of Today River Valley, wishing you a prosperous and peaceful 2018.